What is good, fellas? It is New Year's Eve, the end of 2025. It's actually so wild. We are sitting down right now, just finishing up, pretty much just going over my goals for 2026, recapping on this whole year, what I did well, what I did terrible. But we are about to go meet up with my boy Andreas, have some lunch, and, just talk about goals for the year. He's been a huge part in my development this year as a person, in my business. And so I'm excited to link with him. I'm excited to hear what he's got planned for the year, what he thinks about his past 2025. And so I'm going to check back in when we're with him. About to get some grub. It's been a crazy ass year, really. We've been on this online business journey, crazy ups, crazy downs. It's been a huge mental journey, to be honest with you. We learned so much this year, really. We met a bunch of cool people, especially in the online space that I would never have expected to meet. I graduated college. I moved into my, first full-time apartment, living on my own in LA for the first time. And so there's a ton to reflect on this year, and I'm super excited for the year ahead. 2025, I see a bunch of people on Twitter saying it. 2025 was for learning and building. 2026 is for insane action, insane implementation. So I'm excited for what's in store, bro. I'm listening to my Spotify Wrapped album right now. I don't know if I should admit this, but I was in the 0.1% of listeners for Kid Laroi this year. So I don't know how to feel about that. With the boy Andreas.
What up?
Terrible weather for the last day of 2025.
Show him the open-toed shoes, bro. Elite plan.
Terrible footwear choice. Alrighty, fellas. As you saw from the title of this video, the main purpose is to really just talk about how the year went, looking back, reflecting on it all, and looking forward to the year ahead, what we're really trying to accomplish. I'm here with my boy Andreas here.
What up? What up?
And Andreas literally has been there, in and out since the very beginning of my time in the online space. Very first, I guess for the info space at least, very first offer that I was piffed on. Someone piffed me on. I'm about to piff, and this guy calls Andreas, and he's like, "Oh, can we do the payment plan option?"
Yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
And Andreas is like, "Oh, yeah, we can make it work. We can make it work."
We're going to take whatever you had.
He's going to take the money either way.
Yeah.
And so very first, experience in info, Andreas was a sales manager for, and then bro ended up piffing me again.
Oh, yeah.
Bro double piffed me.
Oh.
And so really the past 4 or 5 months, he's been a huge part in just my learning. I feel like when we started to now, I've learned so much. That not to glaze, but I definitely learned so much working with him over the past, several months. And so wanted to get on here. It's New Year's Eve. It's the 31st. We're sitting here at Sweet Green in the Century City Mall in LA. Just going to do a little reflection. I guess we'll start off with looking back on the whole year, 2025, what we're proud of, maybe what could have went better, things we're, successes, or I'll cut that out. What should I say?
Yeah, we'll go into, reflections of the year and then goals going into next year, especially, again, New Year, New Day doesn't mean anything. Again, the New Year is, It's just fucking a facade. But it's a good point in time to take, a reflection. Most guys on this space, even me and Stefan, we work all day, every day, and there's literally never time to make, really macro decisions. And so this is one of the days, or the few days out of the year where, you can sit back and, the entire world will let you just think for a day about, direction of everything. And so, that's what, this whole convo is going to be about. Just kind of going over it all.
Yes, sir. So I'll let Andreas kick it off. He's way deeper in the game than I am. Like I said, he's been helping me a ton. Info go incoming. And so I guess you can kick it off for how this year went.
Sick. So we'll start reflections. I guess this year, and Stefan knows a bit about this too, I just did a lot of risky ass shit. I started the year, so context on me, I was closer, moved to sales manager, helped agency owners scale more B2B stuff outside of coaching, and then moved into just like really being in-house for a single info offer, which is the one that Stefan got piffed on. And then we pulled some scary shitty shit on a sales call with. And then from there, left that offer to go into like building my own thing. Partnered with a couple operators in certain offers, and then from there we're just taking rev share of info offers and scaling them. And now I just all the math, we're like at 10 like really banger case studies. Like every client has made over 5 figures in the first week minimum, and then a couple of them like multiple 6 figures in the first 90 days. So getting our footing right. That being said, it's baby numbers to a lot of the guys that me and Stefan are around now. So that being said, I want to push for a lot more. But reflections this year, I started the year off paying. I've done this 2 separate times this year alone. I've signed a lease to an apartment or like a house or an agreement that I had never visited before. So the first time that was in January. I moved in with KJ. An apartment's at a $3,000 3-bed apartment lease. I'd never seen the apartment. I didn't know the city. I didn't know anything. And I just moved like on a drop of a dime. And that was the first risk. And then second risk this year was moving into a house in Miami that I had never toured, never even seen the area again. But I was like, fuck it, we're going to run it.
I never saw my... I moved into my first apartment ever. Like fully supporting myself this year, and I never saw the apartment before I moved in, not once.
Bro, it's just risk tolerance. It's like you don't even perceive it as I never perceived it as risky. Probably the same where you didn't think it was a big deal. It was just like, makes sense. We're going to call that, make that decision. And that's one trait. So I guess the biggest thing this year was like, you have to take so many risks and not be afraid of what that outcome is, because you have so much conviction in yourself that like, no matter how fucked the position is, I got me against everyone. Like me, at whatever skill level, I'll always say that I can beat XYZ person just because that's the type of person I am. And you have to be in this online space because it's so fucking volatile. So I guess the first thing this year was like, I'm appreciative to myself for all the risks that I took, because every single time, like they always paid off. I had never made a bet this year that didn't like pan out. And that has a lot more to do with self than it has to do with circumstance, which is the first thing. I guess that's my like first reflection I'll start with, is like, it was a really risky year for me. And it panned out. I was able to meet some of my best friends in the space and in life now, Stefan included. So I guess you can go with another reflection of yours. I went off on a little tangent.
Was that all your reflections or just one?
No, I guess I'll pass it to you for like your reflection. I'll be my first reflection, and then I can go.
Okay, bet.
Reflection.
Yeah. So this year, like my conclusion is this year was an insane year of learning, pretty much. Like from where I was at the start of the year to where I am now, I feel like is like a completely different person. Yeah. Like I was in college still, completely different mindset, and throughout the year it was just like insane mental growth, mental transition from pretty much just like, I was already kind of in the online space a little bit, but going from that to I feel like where I am now is just like a completely different person. I've cut out so many things in my life, so many people. Yeah. Like I'm literally like a loser now, bro. But it was a huge year of learning. Like I learned this easily in my entire life. I learned the most this year by far. And so to Andreas's, I guess his points, moving. First, I graduated college, which is crazy. No more school ever. I'm never going back. And I moved into my, first apartment as like a fully self-reliant adult, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, one reflection that I was, writing down earlier is that I'm nowhere near where I want to be, like, yet, as far as where the business is, where I'm at in life. But this year was like the stepping stone, like a huge stepping stone to go off of. And if I didn't, go through the really tough things this year, make the, mental changes, do the actual inputs, even if there was no output for, a very long period of time, I wouldn't, there would be nothing to go off of. So I guess that's my main first takeaway.
I think the big thing you mentioned too is like, in terms of like staying in the game, we talked about staying in the game for a long time like earlier, and there's always reasons to do everything. And so if you look for reasons to give up and like fold and buckle, you'll find them, and a lot of them. But if you find reasons to stay, you'll also find a lot of those. And so like there are times where like I have had an old client of mine that I let borrow my Stripe account to process a payment, and then 3 months down the road, I got $6,000 taken out of my bank account randomly, dude. And I see this is like this is during like February, March, and I had just moved into like the crib with the team over there and stuff, pulled the trigger on the lease, and I look at my bank account, it's like $6,000 less, and I'm like, holy shit. I look at my Stripe, and I'm like, who charged back? And all of a sudden, it's like Dr. XYZ. So we had helped like a med spa marketing agency. And
SMMA.
it was, SMMA. One of the agency owners I helped, and he made $18K in the first 5 days of cash collected. And again, one of those like clients had charged back. I text him, no reply. You just eat it. And like, that's a huge reason to be like, fuck this, I'm out. But at the end of the day, like, if you look for reasons to stay in the game, you find them. If you look for reasons to get out of the game, you will too. And so it's really what you focus on. And so the biggest thing is, like, your mental every day is going to be so volatile. It's totally dependent on what you focus on as a person. It will shape your reality. Obviously, as we're closers, if you're watching this, you're a sales rep, you know perspectives shape decisions and decisions shape reality. And also on a daily basis, I have to remember to shape our perspective before anything. And it all comes down to what you focus on. I feel like it's a huge takeaway that I learned this year at least. And then when you're managing people too, when you're a sales manager, whatnot, you learn how to manage other people's perspectives, which is like another big stepping stone that you'll take when you're leading a team and stuff. So that was a huge thing for me, like managing my own perspective and then like carrying that and like implementing that across other team members and stuff was, I think, was huge for me, which like you kind of made me think about right now.
Fire.
But yeah, do you have any more reflections? You want to go into goals?
I'd say my last reflection definitely just comes down to like people. Like from the start of this year to the end of this year, like I would have never expected, I feel like, to meet the amount of people in the online space that I have. And two reflections that kind of come off of that are, one, it's a skill in itself, I feel like, to know who to put your trust in when you're, learning something specific. That's really important. And two, just who to surround yourself with so that you can continue learning and, interacting with on a daily basis. I feel like I said, I still have a very long way to go. And, looking back on a 1 year time frame, maybe I could say I should be, not should be, but I could be, way further ahead or way further back. But looking back at the people I surrounded myself with, like I worked on some sick offers, like doing over $1 million a month. Like I met so many cool people doing that who, I now have access to, who I now can reach out to, for different things, just for advice, whatever it is. And so I've always been definitely a people person. Like in college, I met so many people, but this year has been insanely different because I feel like it's not just a social setting, but when you're meeting people online in the space that, you fuck with, you're going to learn a lot from them, but you can also, become, really good friends with them and take it offline and actually meet them in person. Right. So
those are the people you like buy Airbnbs with randomly and go on random trips with. Like that will be your social circle. And it's so fucking cool. Yeah. Like going from like just being on Zoom, like I have setters and stuff that like I have hired, and then 6 months later, like we're at a random Airbnb in like Spain or something like that. Yeah. And like we're here now. He got onboarded into an offer, didn't even like know exactly who I was, and like months later, he's like really stepping into a role as an operator, and we get to work together. So it's like fucking, we're at, I don't know, fucking where are we right now? Sweet Greens or some shit. We found it's the only place in the mall where there wasn't music playing. Yeah. But yeah, just some shit you would never think of, which I think is cool.
Yeah. So I think biggest takeaways are this year was insane learning, insane development, and just like shifting, basically like who I am really. And two, people. People's everything.
I love that. I think to sum it up, risk has more to do with yourself than it does to do with your context and your like circumstances. And we're talking about that because we just talked about it.
We're gonna keep our previous conversation.
I'm still pre-handling the objection before we get to the close. And then second thing would be around like shaping the perspective of myself, and then like, learning how to do that across an entire team. And I guess the last thing I'll say too is the way that you feel like this year was the foundational year for you, and you're moving into like really like scaling it up next year, or this year we're going into. Like what's cool is like I literally feel the exact same way, even though we're like maybe at two different points. Yeah. So like I think the important thing too to think about in terms of perspective is that no matter at what point you get to, you're always going to think the exact same thing. I think next year when I'm at whatever number I want to get to, which we'll talk about here in a second for both of us, like that I'm going to feel some sort of satisfaction and be like, okay, I'm in the big leagues now, whatever it is. But I guarantee you next year, this same time, no matter how much I accomplish or we accomplish, we're going to say the exact same shit. This year's the foundational year. Next year's going to really be insane. So to keep that in mind is also like really helpful in terms of like what your mental and stuff, I feel.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's 2025.
2025.
Now it's time for 2026.
goals.
like we said, it was a big year in different ways, I feel like, for both of us.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a big next year for both of us in different ways. So I'll let Andreas kick it off.
Bet. Yeah, goals for, I really have main three. And I think the big thing too to note about goals is any goal that you don't hit, it's really just because you didn't give a fuck enough. Like anytime that I've actually given so much of a shit about, I feel like I've always done it if I gave that much of a fuck about it. And I feel like if you don't hit a certain goal, like a lot of people will look back in this year and they're like, oh, I had 20 goals when I came into the 2025 and like I only hit 3 of them. I would argue that those 3 are the only ones that you actually gave a shit about, because if you have to wake up every day and remind yourself of your goals, then like they're not as like internal as you might feel like they are, like core to you. They might just be things that you think are nice to have. Yeah. But whenever we came and accomplished things or did anything in our life, I feel like if we really wanted it, we'd have to remind ourselves. It was just like always looming in our brain, like we couldn't escape it. Yeah. So I feel like if it's obsessive, that's your real goals. So anyway, my 3 goals: I want to hit 100K a month with the agency profit, so take home for myself. That would be a banger. I just slapped the camera and now this whole thing's gonna shake. I want to build a personal brand. So one thing, like I have 900 followers on Instagram. I have never had an interest in posting content. We're always in the back end. And so I need to be posting content, because if no one knows about what I do at a large scale, then like it can't just stop at network. So that's my big thing: personal brand, 100K a month agency. And then lastly is just personal health. I was the most ripped when I was fucking broke as shit. And I do think if you have like less than if you can't pay for a DoorDash order or whatever it is, and you're at the gym like religiously, you got other shit you got to worry about, bro. But yeah, I need to get back in the gym hard and keep myself accountable to it. And the last 4 weeks have been like a reflection of that, going to the gym every day and stuff like that, and making sure we get outside of ourselves right. So those are the big 3 for me that like I can't escape. But yeah, they'll be I think we're hitting them easy. Up to you, dude. Not you.
Easy money. So my biggest one that is at the top of my board, I'm gonna keep that private for now. we just, like I said, we just had like a 40-minute conversation probably while we were eating about it, but I'm gonna keep that one private for now. Number 2 is on the business side, to collect my first $1 million total for my clients. So we got some momentum, in 2025, but biggest thing for my agency is to collect at least $1 million, not too far into the year, ideally. So that's the biggest, I'd say, monetary goal in terms of progress with the business. Second one is definitely my personal brand. Similar to you. Yeah. Like, I've always loved content. I've been posting random shit since I was little.
You're better than me at content. You can tell you actually have fun doing it.
Yeah, I love content. I love making videos. And I've done so many different things. Like when I had my clothing brand my freshman year of college, I loved making content for that. That's the only reason I kept doing it, really. If it, even when it wasn't seeing profits certain months. I've had golf YouTube channels. I've had cooking, TikToks, whatever it is. Yeah. And so I'm going to make it a point to, set a goal for each week in terms of content output. Nothing crazy, but just something that I can stick to so that, I can look back at the end of the year and say I was consistent with content. I've seen growth and really just build up my personal brand, especially in this online space. So content's a big one, personal brand. I have some numbers that I want to hit that I've written down that we'll see if we hit or not. I've set them big. So.
What are your goals for the intention behind your personal brand? Do you want to push agency clients to that? Do you want more of like a lifestyle personal brand that's more like for consumer, for just kind of a wider audience? Mm-hmm. What do you want to build the brand around? Is it more like you want a niche YouTube channel? Talk about that a little bit too.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I haven't really put this kind of aspect of growing my brand into words or writing too much, but I feel like I'm a little different from a lot of other agency owners in the space who have super micro niche YouTube channels or personal brands that are super directed, funnels built in place. I feel like I'm all in pretty much on the agency, and I obviously want the brand to contribute to that, my personal brand to contribute to my business, to my agency. But my goal, honestly, with the personal brand, if I'm being honest to my deep intentions, is to really just build a general,
Like a Mr.
personal
48
brand.
like
Yeah,
full
kind
on.
of. It's a brand that obviously you see what I'm doing, you see the results of my business, you see how hard I'm working on my business, but a personal brand that can open doors to other opportunities in like whatever it is, 3 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
And so I think, if I'm being very honest, that's the goal with my personal brand. I'm not too worried about like agency specific content, but I'm definitely going to work that into it.
Like a genuine personal brand, like
Yeah.
not like a marketing traffic play.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like an actual like showcase of like
Yeah.
you. Which would be super
Like,
cool.
how Ben Bader had it. He had his big main account, and then he had
Yeah.
a second account that was for
for showing his info, but his
Yeah.
main account was like he went viral for like the randomest
yeah,
shit, like the brand
just like
reels,
skits and stuff. Like,
personality. yeah.
like I probably won't do skits, but just like very lifestyle,
Yeah.
showing my personality. So business goal, personal brand goal, and then I'd say my third goal. I have a bunch of more, very specific goals that I want to hit with the business. I won't get too into them, but I guess my third general goal just has to do with, meeting people. Like I said, I graduated college this year. The people I was surrounding myself with for the past 4 years are completely different than the people I see, myself surrounding myself with the next 4 years. And so, like, I've met a few people that, I've met online in this info space, Andres being, a big one. But the next year, I definitely want to continue to meet people in person, whether it's other agency owners, maybe setters or closers that, I'm helping get onto offers, or just other people in the space that, I can, one, get close with, learn from, and just grow with, to be honest. I'd say that's a huge goal for me for the entirety of 2026.
That's fire. I think, dude, a lot of my clients and like even you as well, like
Yeah,
you
even
have
clients too.
Dude,
Especially
yeah.
clients.
Bro, I feel like you have a couple clients right now where you feel like close with, and like after like in 3 months' time, you guys will probably be really good friends. Like I've moved in with like my biggest case study is someone that I literally lived with, and got connected to. Literally,
I always
huge.
forget that.
Yeah, he's fucking sick, dude. I learned so much. And the cool thing about info is you're an operator, is like a lot of the shit you want to get into eventually one day are people that like you literally like help build their coaching program with. So like their mentors are your clients. It's really cool in that way. Like obviously you have authority when it comes to the info side of stuff, but they do a lot of shit. If you're running good offers and they actually do what they say they do, and they're not scammers, like they actually do their business, they have a lot of value to give you too, which I've learned. I've like had so many sessions where we're on the balcony and I learned so much about just life and stuff, which I think is fucking sick. And people are like, why do you feel like you get better results for clients and why do we care so much? It's like, bro, because honestly, our friend group is like our clients. Like our clients have become our friend group. So like we just want more cool fucking friends, and that comes with doing great work for clients. And that has led to like the Airbnb trips that everyone fucking posts on Instagram, the connections, like all this shit you see on Instagram is a result of you doing good work when it comes to like serving people. And
that reminds me another point.
Yeah.
That's a crazy point. Wait.
Yeah, hit it.
So Andres just mentioned how, when you're developing relationships with these people that, most of them who are clients, like they're sick people, like they can open doors to, some crazy shit. And that reminds me, so when I had no clue what I wanted to do, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to do cool things. Sophomore year, fall in college, when I was pledging, one of like the actives in my fraternity, they asked me, like, what do you want to do? And I always knew I wanted to be around like cool people that are like building cool shit. And so I said to him, I want to be the CFO for famous people, like people like actors or whatever with companies, and be the CFO for those companies. And so it's crazy to see how like I knew what I wanted to do, and it's kind of like the same, not like principle, but the same idea behind what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It's like we're running the business side for some cool ass people.
Facts.
And so I had no clue, whatever that was, 2-3 years ago, that, what was going to happen. But it's funny how I'm ending up now in a very similar situation, because I had a very good idea of the general gist of what I wanted to do.
That's so
Isn't
funny.
that wild?
Like you wanted to be the back end, you wanted to work with like the biggest guys in space.
And like, because I thought, I could use what I'm good at, which was like numbers, business. I was in business school. To meet those cool people, run their shit, and then have opportunities and doors open from interacting and building with them.
That's fucking
So isn't that wild how that kind of worked out?
So what I said just reminded you of that exact.
Yeah, literally. It just reminded me. I had to say it.
Bro. That's insane. Yeah, I feel like, and bro, let's talk about this. Like, what do you say to everyone who like you were in college with, and it's like, how sustainable is this like model? Like how long term are you gonna be like broke in 5 years when coaching is dead or whatever it is? Like when people tell you like, oh, like it's not long term, but you're just doing this for short term money. Like what do you say to that, and how do you view that? Because I have my own whole opinion on that. But yeah, you go into that a little bit.
I would say, I'm in a different situation than Andreas, as we talked about. But what I've learned is that, when I was, because I've done different things in the online space. I had a clothing brand a while ago. I've tried a bunch of different shit before, the past year and a half. But what I realized is if something, if an offer or the space goes away, you're still learning skills. Yeah. You're learning marketing. You're learning sales that you can become valuable in so many other verticals, regardless of if, one single offer disappears or if there's fluctuations in like the specific industry we're working with right now.
No, I wholly agree. Like, dude, the skills you learn running, because you're essentially running multiple businesses at the exact same time, especially if a portfolio, like right now, Stefan has like 3 to 4 clients right now, and he's responsible for literally everything money generating in each of those offers. And so you learn how to become like an actual operator, think like an operator, and especially going into the next like few years, like this is literally what private equity even is. It's just buying a business, taking over, and like actually, and I even talked about with my close friends, it's like, dude, eventually what it looks like is like buying an HVAC company, spending 2 years on it, taking it from 5 to 10 mil a year, then selling it for the difference on the exit. Like there's a lot of shit you can do that school cannot teach you in terms of like dealing with stress, volatility, managing team members, building systems out, how to track those systems. Everything you're doing day to day in running an info, and you can even do agency. There's still operators for each of those niches. Online shit is just a reflection of what like in-person business or any of these bigger industries are. And so it's really just long-term skill set. You are building such a bulletproof skill set if you can sell and market the shit out of anything. And yeah, I don't know. I have experiences like I walked into a doctor's office like not even like a month or 2 ago, just started talking about what I do, and because people are so ass at these exact skills, like they wanted to hire me to run the ads for this urgent care, whatever it is, this small urgent care.
What?
Yeah, and I was like, I have no qualifications for it, but you have to understand, like literally your competition is
You pitched a retainer at an appointment?
Yeah, literally, bro. I'm over here getting like everything checked out, doing like I don't know what problem I had. I'm all sorts of fucked up. I'm coughing for the past 4 weeks, but yeah, and then it turned because people suck, bro. And I'm telling you, like your competition isn't the guys you see online. It's the 97% of people that don't do anything productive and aren't building any skills. And real world businesses are feeling it right now. You talk about feeling like the lack of like school being valuable. Real person businesses are really feeling the effect of having no one sharp good enough to help them scale. They're being negatively impacted. So work on a skill set like we talked about. This is the only probably model in the online space outside of ecom that requires you to put some serious time in and to do anything meaningful, and it's worth it 100%, I think. But yeah, I asked because you were like in college, you were in school more recently than I was. So I'm sure you had a lot of people like trying to question you about like the path you're going down and what you're pouring your time into.
Yeah. And to that point, me being in school more recently than Andreas, I mentioned in my reflection, people aspect, my goals, the people aspect. After this past year, just to reiterate, like learning and being okay with learning from people and taking advice from people. Like this man is literally like what, maybe 2.5 years younger than me?
I just turned 20, yeah.
Yeah, literally. Damn near 3 years younger than me. And a year ago, that's younger than my little brother.
Oh, really? How old is your little brother?
My little brother's 20.
No fucking shot.
Yeah. He's 20.
Really?
Yeah, he's about to turn 21. But a year ago, like 2 years ago, no, I won't say a year ago. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if you asked me to like put my full faith and trust into learning like such foundational skills into someone who's 2, maybe 3 years younger than me, like I would have been like, you are fried. What the hell? Why the fuck would I do that? So that just goes to my point of like it's a skill in itself to, pick out who knows what they're talking about, who's sharp, who to put your trust in to learn from, especially if it's like a really foundational skill. Yeah. And to that point with like all I'm learning from you, like even with his team, I had a fire call, one of his back end guys, Callum. I had a hour and a half call with him yesterday, just like getting better at the back end and building out some crack systems for clients.
Shout out Callum.
Shout out
That's
Callum,
a
bro.
kid who genuinely like could give a shit about his bank account. Like he just loves the game. He's obsessed.
Literally.
For context, Stefan also jumped on with him like a week ago, and they were dealing with some weird Looker Studio problem, and they couldn't figure it out in the time they had allotted. And so Callum calls me pissed off. He's like, "Bro, I'm so fucking
I
upset.
couldn't figure this out, bro.
Yeah,
Are you mad?
I can't do it." He's like crashes the fuck out, and he calls me just ranting about how like he's so pissed. So surround yourself with people who actually give a shit about the skill, not just that they feel the hour time they had with you planned out and stuff like that. I think that's really important.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'd say just general takeaway. Last year is for learning, getting the mind right, shifting the mindset, so that you can hit the some huge numbers, especially in this upcoming year. But into 2026, just getting better. I want to get cracked. I want to get cracked, bro.
100%.
I would say, if I had one-liner takeaway, it's just get cracked, make my clients a shit ton of money in 2026.
Fuck yeah. That never ever changes. It never changes, bro. Because there's so many idiots in this space, bro, and none of them know what they're doing. If you just get that one thing right, like you'll never not have clients to sign. You'll never not have money coming through. It's actually fucking cooked. That's how I've been. I was surprised to survive without a personal brand. God, I just go to so many dinners, and like everyone else is so retarded that like if I just say one or two things that are like key takeaways that they feel like is sharp, like then a random consulting client will come from that. That's literally how it works.
Bro is literally signing clients left and right from connections and just being cracked.
That's all it is. But Stefan's gonna fuck me over. I've never sold any coaching to anything other than Stefan, and he's gonna fuck me over because I'm gonna.
I wouldn't even say it's coaching. I literally just like trusted you. I trusted you, and wanted to learn from you since you're at a point that I want to be at very soon.
Yeah.
So like I'm happy to be the guinea pig, bro.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like again we're just like really cool friends. That's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna fuck me up because I'm gonna think every person's gonna work as hard as he is and like take the time as seriously as he does, and it's just not the case because there's really no comp for anyone with that level of intention, which is why I'm saying the conversation we had earlier, I don't think it's a risk because like I would bet on him, and I would place people on his team, and I'd say like this guy, give him like 3 to 6 months and like your life will change.
That's what I said to your one client, bro.
Wait, actually?
You remember the DM I sent you?
Oh yes. Oh my god, bro, that's so funny.
I said to client he signed, I said, trust him, he's a beast. He's a fucking beast. And guess what? He signed him, a few weeks later.
Yeah, it was done deal, bro. So I said, same page. I'm just gonna we're gonna have a lot of fun this year, dude.
Yeah, bro.
We're gonna go on a lot of trips this year too. We're gonna do some cool shit.
I want to go. What's number one destination that you want to go to in 2026?
Oof. You know what I want to do? I've been talking to Alex about this. I want to do Alaska and go on snowmobiles.
Alaska?
I want to do
gnarly.
snowmobiles, bro.
With dogs and shit?
Yeah, bro. That's not even dogs. I think it's just you just literally have a snowmobile. It's like a jet ski, but for like snow.
Yeah.
But you and I will go to Europe and we'll go see the boys out there. That would be fun as fuck.
Bro, okay. I have a story about Europe that we can talk about later.
It's gonna make the Osmo burn, bro. It's gonna make Osmo die.
Yeah, literally.
But yeah, did we cover everything after the vid?
Yeah, I want to go to Tampa. I want to spend some time in Tampa this
There's
year.
some menaces in Tampa, actually.
We got, I won't say the client's name, but the two of them are in Tampa. I want to go there. Like once we really run their offers up.
Are in Tampa?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
They're both in Tampa. I have some hometown friends that are in Tampa, so I want to run those offers up. Go to Tampa for like a few weeks, bro. That would be so fun.
Bro, we can go see. I won't mention his name. We can go see some cool people in Tampa. Actually, I have some friends out there. In info, they're like absolute menaces. Like work with Gaji and stuff like that.
My interpretation and impression of Tampa is just all of like the super like chill people and like cool people that were in Miami.
Yeah.
They wanted just somewhere way more mellow, nearby to go.
I've
and
never
so a
been
ton
to
of people
Tampa
ended
in
up
my
there.
life. Have you
Me
been there
neither.
before?
No, never.
Oh, never. Okay.
A niche. That's a niche destination on the bucket list.
Yeah, people tell me it's like literally what you said. You get tired of Brickell, you go to Tampa, and life is a little better.
Yeah.
It's literally what it is. So.
All right, we're going on a little bit of a tangent, but I think that was good.
I think that
covered the year in reflection.
In reflection.
The year in reflection. Put the balls on the table for 2026. I wanna make it happen.
It's said now. It has to happen.
Has to happen.
It's on camera.
All right, bet. Anything else before we dip?
Get cracked, make clients more money in 2026.
That's the motto. Get
right.
cracked, make clients more money. All right.
Thank you, brother.
Good talks, and we'll cut to the next one. And that is it. Last little project of 2026. We are wrapping up. It is 11:24 on New Year's Eve. Finishing up this project, this little video before the clock strikes 12. It's 11:30 right now on New Year's Eve 2025. First time I'm ever spending New Year's alone. Usually I'm with my friends for the past decade I have been, or with family before that. And so I'm alone for the first time. We're in LA for the first time for New Year's. And I'm just setting myself up for a crazy 2026. I'm coming for it all. I really want this shit, and I know, I have the skills to get it. Hope all you boys have a blessed year, make a shit ton of money, make a shit ton of progress with whatever it is you're doing. We will see you in the next one. We're going to be posting on YouTube consistently in 2026. Let's get it.